Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I'm going to do another Kool kit video. This is actually my overlanding and off-road lighting kit, and all it is what's in here. I have other lights that I often bring with me or I use depending on whatever the adventure is. This one I had talked about before. This is that M12 kind of a searchlight. I have a bunch of different M18 lights as well. This is kind of more of a camp light radius. This particular thing has both a kind of an ambient 360 degree light, but then you can also fire up a more of a directional spotlight on the bottom, and it lasts forever, it seems. I've got this is an M18 battery. It's the 12 amp hour one. And anyway, it can be plugged in as well. But I use this often if I know that I'm going to be kind of more comfort camping. But I do carry a kit that I call my lighting kit, and it's right here. So it's literally in the truck or in the whatever vehicle that I'm using. And this is what's in it. So first of all, I'm repurposing one of the Milwaukee tool bags. I like tool bags. I'll do a whole video on those, on the different uses and stuff. But I've kind of designed everything to fit in here as well. So once I almost started with the bag and went from there. Again, I've got a couple of carabiners. These come in handy for hooking the light up to things, among other uses, you'll see. So inside, what do I have? Well, up top, another bungee cord. I have lots of these floating around. That can be for suspending the light or snapping the light, down on an uneven surface, etc. And then we jump right in. And immediately, if I need to, I can pull out this light. And this light here is a large M18 light. It's got both the spotlight and it's got a area light. And this was featured in my drain cleaning video. But I have one at the shop, in my shop, and I've got one that's dedicated to my lighting kit. So I'm not yanking things in and out. And I keep the big battery on this 12 amp hour battery. And this allows me both signaling. If I turn this thing on, I can toggle through the different 3 settings there and go to a kind of a signaling if I need to. And this, would kind of put it into the emergency level of lighting. I can use it as a spotlight. It's got a tremendous range. It's really amazing in the dark. And you could drive with this as a headlight. It lights up the road, like on a dirt road. It's that powerful. And I can use it as a camp light, just lighting up an area. Oftentimes on real bright lights, I'll bounce them off of something to distribute or diffuse the light so it's not as blinding. So there's this. Then inside, I have an extra battery, and this one is the XC 8 amp hour. And the reason I'm choosing this battery is because it fits in here along the edge of this, and I can still easily close the zipper. That's the only thing. I can get a 5 in there, or smaller too, but I can't get a 9 in. The 9 batteries are a little bit thicker, 9 amp hour batteries. And I've got a smaller 3 amp hour that fits on the edge, and I'll show you another use for that. The next thing in here, I have a strap. This is a NRS, or Northwest River Supply strap, and that's for a more firm hanging or attachment if I need to of any of my lights. I've got a small Milwaukee light in here. This one, I've talked about it before, use it for a lot of different things. It's a rechargeable light, and it has multi-levels, so you can see kind of 3 different levels. I absolutely love this thing. I use it for all kinds of different uses. It's amazing. It's a quick one for me to grab. It it's got a couple of wonky things like the, the flashlight. If you tilt it out 90 degrees, you're pointing it towards the belt clip, things like that. But overall, I've had really good luck with it. I have several of these floating around, and the magnet is nice and strong for snapping it under a car hood or a fender well or whatever you're doing. Then we go in here. So that's the extent of the inside. But now we go to this little pouch. So what would be in a little pouch in a lighting kit? Well, I'll dump it out here. It's that. What do I have? Well, I've got Milwaukee's USB a battery adapter, so I can snap that on, turn it on, and now I've got a fully charged battery here that I can convert to charging. Whoops. Get this thing in here. Come on. There we go. Now I can charge things like my battery here, or my flashlight here, and this actually has the capability to charge a whole bunch of phones, a whole bunch of, in this case, lights, or any other appliance that I've got the cable for. There's an iPhone one here, an extra long in case I need to use them at different distances from each other. And what I have noticed, if you get one of these things, is that if you leave it on, it will kill the battery. And in tests, I used, I think, a 5 amp hour battery, and it took about 3 or 4 days to kill the battery completely. But if I leave this on and then check my lighting, my battery indicator here, I will see this go down over the days. So there must be some sort of a leak in here that allows the energy to be dissipated even without something plugged in, but they must know that, which is why they've got a functional switch here. It does truly disconnect it. Sometimes I've had to flick that back and forth to get it to snap on. But anyway, other than the kind of wonky area where you attach the USB, which is probably for protection, and in fact I have done some things where I've literally rubber banded this around to try and keep this solid when I was using these things heavily. I've got several of these in different places. And this particular one is a later one. They had an earlier one, or maybe it was the M12, I can't remember, that didn't work quite as well. I've had good luck with this. You can see it's only got 2 of the multi-ports, so it's not doing probably a whole lot of talking to the battery. I don't know what the intelligence exchange between these two is. But anyway, that's comes in quite handy. I use it on usually the small form factor battery, but it'll work on all of these. So I've standardized my outdoor lighting kit with the M18s, and that's deliberate. And then pack it all back up. This actually goes with me. Most of the time I don't pull it out and use it, but I can use it obviously if I need to. And the reason I'm saying that is I have my camp lighting, and this is more kind of a specific need lighting, and I don't use it quite as often, but it's always here. I might pull this out, but I honestly usually have other chargers and batteries. But this is a go-to kit if I'm going to head out on a road trip, into a snowstorm, whatever it is. I will have my lighting kit with me for the very reason, to be prepared. And I don't think that I've got a whole lot of modifications. Usually when I'm out, I get a little restless with stuff, and I think, what else could I do? I mean, I thought about, gee, should I put a fire kit in here? Or should I put a roll of toilet paper in here? What else should I do? And honestly, keep it simple. It's ready to go. All I have to do is grab it and put it in the car. And then zip this thing up. I clip these two together just to keep the handles together, and go. There it is. That is my Kool kit for lighting when I go out on adventures. Hope this was helpful. Doc out.